I'm the worst. Don't listen to me about this. Really don't. These are just thoughts. I'm not telling you what to do with this one, because let me tell you, I am at fault here. Doing is doing. Doing is doing. Not the other stuff. Doing is doing. Reading up about it is not doing. Researching, it's not doing. Talking, it's not doing. Loving it, it's not doing it. Being a fan, it's not doing. Doing is doing. So much so that I've written an actual, I'd probably call it a very small book, but I've written a book on doing is doing. It's very easy to believe that we're actually actively involved in doing something, but in actual fact we're not. We're not doing it until we're doing it. I am always astounded by how little I get done in a day. But most of that stuff is just crud. It's on top of your day. It's not valuable. You know, you're dealing with things everywhere. You're doing that, you're doing this, but you're not actually effectively achieving anything. You're just doing stuff, right? The thing that really matters is what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And for some obscure reason, we don't do that thing. That thing we're supposed to do, we do not do. And that is the disturbing aspect. So, how do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Well, you do when you become engaged in it. I find that as you get older, you use more and more excuses for your life. We have all sorts of reasons. We fill up our days with busyness so that we can say we were so busy we couldn't get done what we needed to get done today. It's an excuse. It's just an excuse. We're preventing ourselves from facing the truth of it. For as long as we don't actually do it, and we've got all these excuses, we believe that we're great. We are great. You know, there's no proof in the world that because we've put up ourselves out there that we're now successful or not successful. We still don't know, and because we still don't know, that's safer than in knowing for sure that we're not successful. In knowing for sure that we're not successful is the destruction of us. So we don't do it. We're afraid of failure. That statement is more powerful and more true than it has ever been before. That is one very, very, very scary statement. It's a very scary statement. It really is. We are afraid that we will know that we are actually no good. We failed. So what we really are looking for is courage. And that's why so much, so often, what we are really looking for is for motivation, inspiration. It's to discover and learn the stories of other people and where they've struggled, and you know, we hope that that will fire us up so that we can live our lives. We can actually make things happen. You need courage. We need courage. That is so vitally important to our lives. We need courage. And without courage, we can't do it. So how do you bypass the fear? Right? How do we bypass the fear? This evening I went on a website for a very famous burger joint here in town in Australia. It's actually a very famous burger joint. And on this website is this girl. She's very overweight and she's walking around and she's talking, and she's kind of sweet. She's kind of a gorgeous thing, right? As in, she's not very pretty, and she knows she's not exactly the slim, idealized kind of girl that anybody would like to see, but it's kind of okay. She's brave enough, she's courageous enough to appear on this video. And we see her talking and walking and doing all sorts of things. And that little moment inspired me, in essence, because no matter what people are thinking, she still does it. She probably wakes up in the morning and feels that she's not the best person, the best looking person. She feels continually discouraged, disenfranchised by the fact that she was born without the good looks that other girls have. But yet she's the one that's on camera. She's the one that's talking. She's the one that's walking the street and telling people about this thing that this particular burger company is doing. And when I read that, when I watched that, when I saw her in action, I sort of said to myself, you know, she's on camera. It's done. The event is done. We've seen her. There she is. Right? She is who she is. Whether you like it or not, that's where she is. I'm busy casting a movie at the moment, and I'm always astounded by who gets the parts. To be honest with you, I'm always astounded, because it starts off with a short list. You know, I look at hundreds, maybe thousands of people for a part, but then it comes down to a short list of maybe 40, 50 people that potentially will be in this film. And you know, we have to consider things like great acting, but at the core of it all is location. Where are they? Are they close to meeting up? Can we hook up and have a quick coffee? Can we meet? Can we see where they're going, where we're going? You know, can we potentially see if we've got something in common, or do we fly them over? And I'm always astounded, out of those 40 people who are basically potentially actors for this film, I sort of work out who out of those 40 is actually going to make it. So in my mind I go, this is who I'd like to make it, but I'm going to make a secret bet with myself that this person here is going to make it. It's this other person that's going to make it, right? I have this feeling it's this person. And then I'll actually do this private bet with myself. There will be like 2 or 3 people that I'll put on the side here that I'll go, watch, those 3 will probably get it. One of those 3 will get it. And these are the people that I want. And the ones that I kind of would really like to be in the film somehow fall. They drop. I'll never forget, I was casting for a film a year and a half ago, and I really wanted this very specific actress. I really liked this actress. You know, I was very excited about her. In fact, for almost 2 years we've been speaking, and there it was. You know, I was in. She was going to be working in my movie. And I think it was like 5 weeks beforehand, she gets the script, she starts learning it, she fills in the contract, the paperwork, she sends it, and then things start changing. It's like, for some unknown reason, she couldn't do this or that, she didn't make the actual casting, then she couldn't make the... And I kept giving her rope, because I kept thinking, you know what, I believe in this girl, I'm just going to give her lots of chances, you know. In the end, it didn't work out. She didn't cast, she didn't get into the film. She sent a couple of casting video materials, but it didn't work out. It just did not work out. So that's life, you know. So never mind that life is throwing stuff at you. You also have the issue. You have other issues. You have the issue of yourself. You know, there's not only risks, things that are getting in the way of you, right? But there's you. You're getting in the way of you. Never more so than examples that I've been personally involved with. We get in the way of ourselves all of the time, and every day we do that. Every single day we get in the way of our success. And honestly, it's not that good. We need to not only have the courage, but we also need to silence our inner critic, silence our inner judger, our inner miscreant, the one dark side of us that needs to be silenced. Get rid of that. And the only way you can do it is by doing it. The only way you can silence that inner miscreant is to do it. Just do it. But to do it is a habit you've got to create. You've got to create that habit. You know, and that habit's not going to get created if you don't start exercising that muscle. The muscles of doing it. So remember, doing is doing. There's nothing else. It's just the doing. The doing is what counts. Don't try, do. Oh, but I'm trying to do. No. There's no such thing. You're not trying to do. You just do.